19.1 Outdoor adventure activities. Sailing, outdoor adventure activities, performance, strengths and weaknesses. Firstly, I thought that I was good at getting into the boat because my partner held the boat firm so that I didn't drift away whilst I quickly leapt onto the boat within a few seconds. Also, I had good balance, which enabled me to get into the boat steadily without the boat moving too much and capsizing. I knew that I had to get on the opposite side of the sail so that the boat wouldn't capsize as well. The second skill was using the tiller, which is a long stick attached to the rudder used to steer the boat in the direction that you want it to go. I felt like I was good at using the tiller once I got used to it, because I understood that if you move the tiller to the right, the boat would move to the left. However, at the beginning I struggled to get use of the tiller because I didn't understand why there was two poles, which confused me when turning. Thirdly, I felt like there wasn't much difference between sailing into the wind compared to sailing with the wind, apart from it being slower when you sailed into the wind, which did make it easier because I didn't have to focus on pulling the rope to make the boat go slower. However, sometimes I pulled the string into the wind to build up speed, which meant the boat was going a lot faster than I wanted to go, and meant it was harder to control. Tacking is the move where you are turning the boat around and you have to quickly duck underneath the boom tack. It wouldn't hit your head to sit on the other side of the boat to keep the balance of the boat. I felt like I was neutral at using the tiller because I would appreciate the boom coming across, and other times I would forget that the boat would become unbalanced and capsize. However, I felt like tacking into the wind was a lot harder because the boom came across a lot faster, moving the boat, and moving in the boat to support tacking was difficult at times because you had to be predetermined and know the maneuver where the boom would change sides, and you'd have to react by ducking underneath it to avoid getting hit, or and changing to the other side to balance it out. I felt like I was neutral attacking into it because I felt like I was neutral at tacking into the wind because I had less of a reaction time, which once I'd realised made me more aware that I had to tack faster. Moving in the boat to support tacking was the skill of rearranging your position in the boat to the opposite side to keep balance of the boat. This was a hard skill because it meant you had to multitask and make sure the boat was turning as well as you moving in the boat to support tacking. Steering was a skill of moving the boat from left to right as well as turning it using the tiller. I felt like I was good at steering as I have good hand-eye coordination and realised when I needed to move from side to side, as well as turning the boat before getting too close to the buoys. Also, I wasn't going too far past the buoy to turn. However, sometimes I ended up turning the boat too far, and we ended up doing a circle, which was because my sailing understanding was quite bad, and I couldn't always work out how to turn it. Overall, my strengths with sailing were that I had good balance and good steering. This was because I was able to balance the boat when it became too rocky and unbalanced. Also, I had good understanding of the tiller at times, and this allowed me to turn and move side to side easily. However, my weaknesses were that I didn't have that good of a sailing knowledge, and therefore I panicked at times and didn't understand what to do, which led to the boat capsizing on a number of occasions. Also, I wasn't very good at loosening up the sail or tightening up the sail. This is because I lost concentration and forgot to loosen or tighten the rope to keep it at optimum tension. The first skill learnt during the now moving on to bouldering, outdoor adventurous activities, performance, strengths and weaknesses. The first skill I learnt during bouldering was using my toes to get onto the rocks. This was very simple skill where you had to use your hand-eye coordination to put your foot on the rock so that it was stable enough for you to get up. I felt like I was good at this part because I could judge with which rocks had a good grip. Secondly, hand-eye coordination is a skill where your eyes direct your muscles towards a certain task. I had good hand coordination when it came to the rocks near the bottom of the wall, but as I got higher, I panicked more and lost my hand-eye coordination. Upper body strength is the exert amount of force from your upper body muscles to an object. My upper body strength was quite weak as I struggled to hang myself up with force from one arm. Flagging is a skill where you move your trailing leg inside or your active leg so that you can move from rock to rock. My flagging technique was poor as I couldn't adjust correctly to do it, so I ended up moving my standing leg instead of my trailing leg. Agility is being able to move quickly and easy by changing the direction of your body effectively. My agility was good because I am quite small and have a low center of gravity, which enabled me to get low and reach my hands up higher. Balance is the technique to stay upright so that you're in control of your body movement. My balance was good at times as I was able to stay upright and not wobble about too much. Slapping on the step walls is pulling yourself up faster with a greater momentum to have a better grip. I found slapping difficult because I felt like I would just fall, so I was unable to build up the confidence to try it. Precision feet is the skill of moving your feet precisely so that you would have maximum grip. I found this difficult because I didn't develop the skill of only putting part of my foot on the rock and ended just using my whole foot to grip. This was difficult because I didn't develop the skill of only putting part of my foot on the rock and ended up just using my whole foot to grip. Down climbing was climbing back down the rock wall once you had climbed to the top or near enough. I felt this was very easy because you could just use the same route as you came up with. Smearing was a skill where you would smudge your foot into the rocks so that you could gain maximum grip. I was unaware partially of this skill at the time and therefore struggled to practice it at all. My strengths when bouldering were that I had good hand-eye coordination and agility. Both of these skills helped me effectively boulder at times. For example, I could understand which rocks that I could use and how to get there. Also, my agility helped me because having good agility allowed me to change direction if the route I was going up was too hard or I couldn't reach, so it helped me to find alternative routes. My weaknesses when bouldering were my upper body strength and flagging. Because my upper body strength is poor, this stopped me from being able to hang to rocks to give me the time and leap to higher rocks to reach the top and complete the climb. Also, because I was poor at flagging, this stopped me from using my feet to their full potential when I was higher up and needed to get to the top. So this stopped me from using the harder rock routes. Bouldering opportunities. The opportunities I have with bouldering are that in 3 to 4 weeks I'm going to go back to the Brighton Bouldering Centre for another session. This session will be very beneficial when seeing how much I have improved, because the last session I didn't really test out my skills to the maximum as I was just getting used to getting to the top, but with not much technique. So in a few weeks I'll be able to put more of the skills and techniques to the test, like flagging. Also, you can join a bouldering club, for example the Brighton Bouldering Centre, which have unlimited passes for a month, 6 and 12 months, which is a good opportunity for climbers who have good potential. There are summer programs that you can attend to, and these last over 2 months and are most suited to beginners or people who are looking to get into bouldering, as well as people who are in bouldering and are looking to just enhance their skills generally. Lastly, there are competitions like the 5-a-day Camp Roundup, which can allow the more advanced climbers to showcase their skills and ability. The threats with bouldering are that they can stop me from doing these opportunities more regularly, and the lack of mainly the lack of time that I have. For example, because I have to go to college and participate in 3 subjects, which is an extra 15 hours a week of homework that gets put on top of these lessons. Also, I have a job on the weekend on Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 5. This stops me from participating in any bouldering sessions on weekends. Family commitments also is a threat because I will have family lunches or parties which are prioritized over participating in bouldering. Also, being injured is a threat because if you had the spare time to participate, you would be able to be due to being injured and not physically well to participate in bouldering. Also, as I'm going to college and I'm a student and my parents don't give me any money anymore, so everything I do I have to pay for, and memberships at the Brighton Bouldering Centre are £44 just for 1 month, £220 for 6 months, and for a year it is £396, which is a lot of money considering that I only work twice a week. Finally, it isn't that easy for me to go to the centre, as it is 20-30 minutes from my house, which is very out of my way and is a threat because it'd take me even more time that I might not have, and that I might not have. The opportunities with sailing. The opportunities that I have to improve on my sailing are that in a couple of weeks we are going back to the lagoon where I can enhance and be involved in another sailing session, which will allow me to see how much I have improved and what my main weaknesses are. This session will be extremely beneficial to me because now I know the basics. It will allow me to push on and have a better start to the session and practice my technique. Also, you can book a taster days and sessions at the lagoon, which is very useful because it can work around your timetable, which means you should be able to fit it in. You can join the Lagoon Water Sports Club on a membership, which allows you to sail as much as you want. Down at the lagoon, they also offer half-term activities for sailing, where you can just go and have fun, or even learn to sail RA Stage 1, which is a good course. Similarly, they hold family sessions where they provide exciting water sport activities for families, couples, or any combination of adults and children. Finally, if you feel uncomfortable going to these sessions on your own, there are also group sessions which allow you to go with your friends. The threats to sailing. The threats are that it will stop. It could stop me from participating in sailing activities as of the lack of time I have. This is one of the main issues that I have because I'm a student at Baswick during the week, and during the weekend I'm working part-time, so I find it very hard to fit in other activities like sailing. Also, the lagoon is a 40-minute walk from my house, and because I'm unable to drive at the moment, it is very hard for me to get down there. Also, I'm working at the moment, and my parents don't give me any extra money, which is frustrating because a taster session is £45 for half a day. My development plan for bouldering. I've developed a plan on my weaknesses within bouldering to improve these skills. My improvement plan above shows that I have a few weaknesses that I'm going to develop. Firstly, I'm going to work on my physical capacity, which is important in climbing because you need to be able to hold your weight when coming across harder rock routes. After being on the wall for 15 minutes, I could feel my muscles are tired and weaken. This was a problem from that point on, as I couldn't climb any of the harder routes, so I didn't improve for the second half of the session. The main muscles that I felt tired were my biceps, but also my leg muscles and abdominals. So because of this, I decided that